Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. We have a slightly different than usual video for today. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. Please subscribe for more videos. And if you're returning, well, welcome back. So this is the F Gel Swimming Pool Collection. It came out, I want to say at least 1 year ago. But it's still super cute and amazing. And I can't believe I got like the cool packaging with it. But I want to compare this high-end set. This is a $200 set for 10 polishes, so it's $20 a bottle, with a more economical option. So this is the Born Pretty set. It's 6 bottles. I think this was like $10 on Amazon. I don't remember. I bought both of these a while ago. This I got with 10% off, so it's $180, but it was so $18 a bottle. And so if this is 6 for 10, it's like just under $1.50 or around $1.50 per bottle. So I want to see, is it worth it? Is it worth to spend so much money on such a high-end polish? Or can you get just as good results with something more affordable? So I want to swatch both and give you guys my honest thoughts on, is it worth it? So we're going to start with the Born Pretty. The first thing to note is there's no competition in packaging. Like, the packaging with F Gel is like out of this world. The bottles are always so beautiful. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I mean, not everyone cares about packaging. Most people don't, I think. And people are just like, does the polish work the way it needs to work? So let's actually just see. I'm going to move this camera in a little bit more. Let's just see what this does for us. Okay. All shine on me. Okay, yeah. This is just basic. So this is both sets are kind of like a neon jelly. Okay. So the bottles are little. They're 7 ml. I think F Gel bottles are 10 ml. I could be wrong. We'll see in a minute. So let me just pop all of these out. Okay, well, they're really well secured in there. They're not going to move around a lot and transport. So there's 6 colors, and let's jump into swatching these. So I'm going to take out a few blank swatch sticks and tell you all what I think. Let's get these swatch sticks going. Okay. So let's start with number 1. I like to do things in order. Okay. The bottle is little. The brush handle is little, but I mean, for a little bottle, you need a little brush. Already in my hand, I don't like the way this feels. I feel like I kind of have to hold my hand on the table a little bit. Okay, the color is pretty. Let's see if it self-levels so I don't have any streakies. It actually self-leveled really nicely. I'm not mad at that at all. That self-leveled really well, really fast. Let's cure that. And let's go on to number 2. Okay, so yellow. I feel like yellow is one of those colors that, like, I can never get a good neon on. They always end up feeling a little too green to me. And this is definitely like a lemon yellow. I like it. Very highlightery. The polish does have a smell to it that I don't love. And I typically love like the smell of plastic or gasoline or markers. So interpret that how you want. This is going to be the pink. I have to say that both these sets have a lot to live up to because I have the Kokoist neon jelly set. It's their like summer cocktail set. Oh, that's super pretty. And that self-leveled really fast, really nicely. The Kokoist one is just so lovely. And it's super, super pigmented. You don't need a lot of it. A little bit goes a very long way. So let's see how these continue to go. But this isn't bad. I'm actually quite impressed so far, and I'm surprised because I've tried Born Pretty in the past and I didn't love them. It's a thinner formula, but that's okay because it's still self-levels. Look at that. That's self-leveled great. But I'm noticing that, like, it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's a little grainy or granular. I'm also going to want to see how these kind of perform when you paint with it, because I sometimes like to paint, and it'd be fun to be able to do some like stained glass nails. The application's not bad. This one's a little streaky, so I'm hoping it self-levels. This one was really streaky to apply. I'm going to give it a minute to self-level. And it is leveling. I do see it leveling. Just not as much as I would like. But it is leveling. This is the... I bet if I give it like another minute, I'm going to let that sit before I cure it, to see if it self-levels a little bit more. And then blue. This is giving like blue raspberry candy. Very much blue raspberry candy. Let me know if you like these videos where I compare. See, that one self-leveled fast. Oh, this one's still a little streaky, but you know, it's really not that big of a deal. If you like these videos where I compare more affordable things to super expensive things, let me know. I'd be happy to do more of them. Okay, so when I have clear translucent gels, the way I like to swatch them is I do a diagonal on the second coat, so I could see what one coat looks like versus what two coats look like, and it gives me a clear idea of how it looks. And it remains translucent, which I think is essential for these types of gels. Sometimes they build up in opacity, which I think is more of a syrup gel than a jelly gel. Yeah, it's still translucent, but it's more vibrant in the yellow at least. It's cool. I'm not mad at these. I do love me a hot pink. My dog's fur is everywhere, guys. I can even see it in this. I can't punish the gel for it. That's me. It's a me thing. Let me see if I can get it off. You should not touch gel. Do not do what I do. I am not a professional. I am a hobbyist. So I think this might also be another thing about the two different gels, is that I know for a fact F gel, it's a Korean made gel, so I know that it doesn't have a lot of harmful chemicals or products in it. I don't know anything about what is in Born Pretty. They don't advertise that. So I don't know. I don't know what's in the Born Pretty formula. I'm not in love with this red. I don't feel like it's very like neon-y. And I feel like I have this red 1,000 times. It stays translucent though, so that's cool. Yeah, the purple one, didn't, it stayed a little streaky. But still not bad if there's only one that I have an issue with out of 6. It's still translucent, it's just dark. And it's not neon. Not all of these give me neon vibes. So that's another thing. But like I said, it's still very economical. This had an uneven application. Interesting. Could be my application of it, but we'll see. Okay, so this is just doing a quick swatch on these. I'm going to top coat these fairly fast. I like to just use whatever affordable top coat I see on Amazon when I need top coat. This is not like anything fancy, it just does its job. And I am top coating these so sloppily because it's just top coat, and top coat does not matter all that much on a swatch. When you're doing it on a nail set, it does matter. I mean, that is a pretty hot pink. I like that. I think I still like the Kokoist better because it's just a little different of a shade. The Kokoist ones come in a pot, so they're super concentrated in their color. And a little bit goes a very long way. Okay, so let's cure those. And while those are curing away, we can move on to this one. This is a big box. Let's see how I open this. Okay, so it's sealed on the edges. Let me get my cutter. Is this, oh, I don't want to, oh, it's because it's in there. It's secured in there. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's the swimming pool collection. And the thing about Korean gels is they always come with these cool little cards for you to display. And come on. So cute. I'm a sucker for the packaging. Okay, I'm going to put the little display card to the side. And let's start popping these out. So first of all, like, can we talk about the bottles? Like, this is the pink bottles. Like, oh, the bottles for F-Gel are just so beautiful. It's like a ceramic and this beautiful gold thingamahoozy, just so beautiful. So they're 10 grams against 7 milliliter. I don't know how that converts, but these just look so beautiful to display too. So let's just keep popping these out. Ooh. Just so pretty. I'm going to move these to the side so I can lay these bottles out for you. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the packaging. I am bougie like that. Okay. First 5. The second 5. They're so pretty. Okay. So pretty. Like, they're just beautiful to, like, just observe. But let's see if they deliver in quality. All right. So first up is this pink color. Let's jump right in with the pink. Ooh, look at that. Okay, that's so pretty. Okay, so it's a slightly different tone of pink. I feel like this is a cooler tone. And it applies just like butter. Like, gorgeous. No variation in the color application. Super pretty. Let's throw that into cure. Okay. That is neon. That is a neon orange for sure. So this is a slightly thicker formula. So I think I can paint with this still. It would be cool to be able to do some kind of like stained glass neon looks. And this is a little more opaque than I would have thought, but okay, let's keep going. Let's keep seeing. Let's keep seeing. This is cool. It's another orange, but like still very bright. Like the first one was like day glow neon orange, where this one's giving citrus. The other orange felt like construction worker vest orange, and this one just feels more citrusy. They're still translucent. Very translucent. Okay, so this one's yellow. Let's see how the yellow performs. Like I said, neon yellows are tricky in my opinion. Ooh, and this one's good. Oh, yeah. This is like highlighter yellow. That's so nice. The translucency is interesting because it is translucent, but it has like a cloudiness to it that I don't know how to quite describe. Okay, and this one is a neon lime, like a limeade. Neon for sure. Okay, and I think I need to number these swatches so that I don't get confused because there is so much similarity in the colors. So let me get out my marker so that I can FS73. Okay. And let's do coat number 2 of this really bright pink. Yeah, it's definitely a thicker formula. Like, oh, I can see it kind of like just much thicker. And I feel like it doesn't, like when you do a second coat, I don't think it takes away from the transparency that much. It does get a little little less opaque, but not by much. FS74. I love this color. It is really like a construction worker vest. And it stays transparent, but a little more opaque. Like, not crazy though. Not in a crazy way. FS75. Love it. Love it. Did not mean to flip that over. Hopefully no dusties get on it. Yeah, it stays transparent, but it definitely loses a little bit of the transparency. Whereas I don't think that happens at all with the Born Pretty one. I think the Born Pretty one stays transparent. I know the Kokoist one stays transparent. I should pull out the Kokoist swatches too, just to show you guys. Yeah, it's a little cloudy like. That's interesting to me. Okay, I'm gonna cure those. Let me actually start top coating that as well. It actually looks really nice with a top coat too. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the second half of this F-gel set, the more greens and blues and purple tones. So we're going to bring those forward. I feel like I have these two other ones from F-gel. I feel like, this better like be something special different. The bottles are very similar, except the ombre just goes in a different direction. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I forgot to number that one. 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. Okay. All right. So should put these in number order. That will help a lot. Okay. FS78. I'm going to just number these right now. Okay. So let's start with this green. This on the bottle looks like a Kelly green. So let's see how it performs. It's not a Kelly green. It's still a neon-y green. But it's like a neon grass green. Ooh, this is in my way. And this is a turquoise. Let's see. Ooh, that looks so pretty already. Oh, like, I feel like this is like, again, Caribbean Sea vibes. So pretty. And this is a coat, like a neon blue, but like more, yeah, a neon blue, I would say. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I put too much on my brush. This is pigmented. This one's super pigmented. Oh, look at that one. That one, whoa. And it just like, it just went on like glass. Like it just like self-leveled so beautifully. And then this one I would say from the bottle looks like a cobalt blue. Something about the blues don't like to apply so nicely. Let's see if this one gets better with a moment of time to self-level. Oh, it did. Oh, that just needed a second. Now it's like perfect. That's the thing about like F gel or higher end products I find is that they're kind of like dummy proof. I'm no expert. I am not a nail tech. So like when products can do the heavy lifting for me, I appreciate that. Cool. Yeah. That's, oh, look at how beautifully that's self-leveled as well. Okay, let's do the second coat for each of these. Yeah, that doesn't change the opacity. It just brightened it up a little. So nice. So, so nice. Oh, that blue stayed just as clear and translucent. Wow. I love that blue. That blue is gorgeous. How do you stay so like transparent with so much tint to it. This one will be fun to do a lot of like summer stuff with. Okay, so let's start top coating these as well. Okay, so while these cure, let me pull out the Kokoist ones I was mentioning. Where are you? I think these... I like to keep my swatches in their like color families. So this is the Kokoist one, and it's definitely a summer set. Like, oh, love that pink. What I really love about this Kokoist set is that you get colors that you wouldn't normally see. This is one of my favorite blacks. It's a translucent black. It's called Black Martini. It's so awesome. So let me put these actually in order of how they're supposed to go. And then how you go. Okay, so this is the Kokoist set. I love this set. Some of them are neon, some of them are not, but like, it's such a great set. It's super opaque, and I feel like you can definitely paint with this set. Like if you want to do more stained glass look, you can definitely do it with that set. Let's compare it to the Born Pretty set. So you can see that the Born Pretty set, their pink is much more vibrant, but I actually still prefer the Kokoist one. But it's the Born Pretty set is still very nice. The green, this is interesting. It's kind of like there's like a granular component to it that you just don't see with the Kokoist one. Like you can see the streakiness of it. This is more candy apple and this is more neon green. The purple to the purple, this is much more of a neon green. Yeah, I can really see the streakiness of it now. The yellow, this feels more orangey than yellow. The Kokoist yellow is neon yellow. The blue, yeah, like look at that streakiness. Like I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but let's see what happens when we put it all next to the F gel. And this is what I meant by like, I feel like I have this red already. This is a little deeper. This reminds me more of the Nail Thought Spritzer red. But now let's start with these F gel ones. Let's start. Okay. Let me put these in number order for us. Okay. It starts with the pink. Oh. Okay, so let's compare these three pinks. All right, so interesting. The F gel one is the lightest of the three. You put your hand behind it. I guess it depends on your skin tone, but they're all nice. I think it's personal preference when it comes to the pink. they're all nice. They all look very cohesive. They're all transparent. I will say that this F-Gel one has like a more of an opaqueness to it. The Kokoist one stays perfectly clear. And this one has more of a purpley hue to it. The Born Pretty has more of a purple hue to it. Okay. Orange. There is no orange in the Born Pretty one, so we'll compare it to the orange and the Kokoist one. Both have no streakiness. Again, there's like something about this maybe it's because this polish was sitting for so long and it needs to be stirred up a little bit, but I feel like it's a little more opaque. But I also feel like the kinds of oranges are different. Like this is more neon and this is just more normal bright orange. Another orange, but a slightly different tone. No streakiness, slightly opaque. It's I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like there are these little like dots of something in there. I can't tell what it is, but we're just going to keep going and seeing if I can figure out what it is. Okay, here's the yellow. Okay. So I feel like of these yellows, the Kokoist one is the most neon. This doesn't give neon. It just gives like yellow, like bright summer yellow. And they're both equal in terms of like how well they self-leveled and their opacity. So I think it's a personal preference between Kokoist and F-Gel. And here's a neon green, but this is closer to the yellow. So I guess that really depends. And now we're going to do more of the greens and browns. Greens and blues, I should say. Okay. Let's look at these. Oh, I pick you up. Okay, so here's a great example of the Born Pretty one feeling streakier. And it just, again, I don't know if you can see. Maybe it's just air bubbles. Maybe I just have air bubbles in there because of how much movement I had when I was pulling it out. I don't know, but these greens feel very similar. It's going to be personal preference over which one you like. This bluish green doesn't match anything, so it's its own entity. This blue, I would say, is probably closest to this blue. And these blues match. These two blues definitely match. I would say this blue doesn't match these because this blue is much deeper. I think this blue is much more like this blue. But this one stayed streaky and this one self-leveled so nicely. And then purples. Let's look at these purples. Oh, this is a more pinky purple. Again, the Born Pretty one has more streaks. And then the Kokoist one is just beautiful as well. So here's my thoughts. Like, the Born Pretty one is nice. They're not all neon, but it's okay. I would say the green, the purple, the pink are definitely on the neon-y vibes, but they're still really bright and they do an excellent job for $10. Amazing. Like you know, $10 is great. When you compare it to the higher end stuff, I do see the difference in quality in terms of the streakiness. Now, in between F-Gel and Kokoist, I think it depends on if I feel like pot or bottle. Like, but the F-Gel ones are just so beautiful. Like, and not the F-Gel, the Kokoist one I was referring to. Like, I can't get over how amazing this black is. And also, guys, this white is called Sea Ice White. It's not a milky white because it's cooler, but it's translucent. And you can do some really cool things with these two colors that I've just never seen anywhere else. So, like, this is such a great collection if you're interested in that. But I think what I should do is I should do a little, like, painting and comparing how these all do with hand painting. So let's start with the Born Pretty one and go from there. So throw a little green on the palette. Let's throw a little yellow. Pink. Blue. I think what I'll do for each of these is just try to make a rainbow, because it's the easiest thing I can think of right now. And if I try to make a rainbow with all of them, it keeps it kind of fair. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm going to get a bigger swatch stick. Make my swatching life easier. Let's use these coffin shaped ones that are just bigger. And I'm going to use my favorite liner brush from Kokoist. This is the long skinny liner. So we'll start with red to start the rainbow with. Let's see how you paint. You know what? I should throw a base down on all three of these, because it'll make it easy to paint with. Or should I do matte? I'll do a matte on all three, because matte makes painting easier. Sorry guys. I know my videos can be really annoying for some people, because they're like, why don't you edit? Edit out all this boring stuff and just show us how it works. And I don't enjoy editing, so I'm not going to do it. That's my answer to that. There are some people who are such amazing video editors for their nail content, and I just love what they produce and what they do. But I feel like editing is its own, it's a whole other thing that, like, I'm not into. And I would just much rather focus on making art that I enjoy than editing when I don't enjoy that. Okay, and you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little brush cleaner down so that I can clean the colors between use. And while that's curing, I'm going to get out all of those Kokoist colors. Looking at there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This is how I store my Kokoist. These are just the nail art display stands, and I just don't assemble them, and I put my Kokoist pots in them, and that's how I leave them in the drawer. So, all right, let's start with the first one. Am I in this? Let's try. Okay, that's not bad actually. What I like is that I don't actually have to do 2 layers of this to get the color to show. So it's easy to paint with when you only have to do 1 layer. It is thin, so you have to have a steady hand when you do it, but not that big of a deal. Let me actually just throw this into the lamp, and then I will wipe off the red and then moisten the tip. And now let's do it with pink right next to it. Let's see how this goes. Well, it paints just fine. Guys, I really think that this is a great deal. The $10 Born Pretty colors. I actually want to do a little bit more red on the other side, just to thicken it up a little. That was a me problem. I fucked that up. I wanted to make that red line thicker, and then I made a boo-boo. Let me make the pink line thicker now, too, since the red line is so thick. Okay. We'll move on to the yellow now. So this is more liquidy, so it does move easier, which I guess is a good and bad thing depending on what you want. Right now, it's not ideal for me because I want the lines to kind of hold their shape a little bit. But not the worst thing to happen. Oh, I hope I was in screen. My bad. Okay, let's clear off the yellow, move to the green. I don't necessarily love the colorway here because I feel like some of it's neon and some of it's not. So it makes the cohesion of the set a little off, but that might just be a me thing. Clean off the green, move to blue. All right, clean off the blue and go to the purple. Okay, so those are the 6 colors. Let's put it in for a full 60-second cure. While that's going, let's actually move to the Kokoist line. So I want to keep it with some continuity. So I'm going to take out the red, the pink, the yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, so we'll try to keep the same types of colors across all of them. And I'm going to keep this palette out just because I have the cleaning gel right there that I might want to use. Okay, Campari Red. So, let's start loading my brush a little. So like I've said, with Kokoist, a little bit goes a very long way. That's it. That's all you're really going to need with Kokoist. It's just so highly pigmented. I have a string in my brush, but that's a user error. So it's so thick because it's a potted gel. And you can do a full color with it easily. But I also find that I can do a lot of painting with it because it's thicker and it doesn't move around as fast. Which sometimes has a drawback because then it just doesn't flow. Sometimes you want the color to flow. Okay, so that's the red. We'll throw that in the lamp. Off to the side, I'm going to top coat the top side of what we just did. And I'm going to try, I should have labeled it as well. Okay, let's close the red. And now we're going to move to the pink. As you can see, this pink is a favorite of mine. I've used it enough times that the bottle is kind of getting close to the end. I think I might need to order more to get me through the summer. We'll see. I might not because we'll see how the F-gel performs. Okay. Love that. Gonna cure that. The other thing I love about Kokoist is that for it to have a full cure, it only needs 20 seconds in the lamp, and then it's like fully cured. Okay. Let me find my marker so I can actually write Born Pretty on this swatch stick. Okay, I'm gonna do the yellow now. I love how, like, in the pot, it looks green, but really it's yellow. It's because it's the black background. And I've contaminated this. You can see a little glitter in there. So that's my fault. I've noticed that lately I've been leaning more towards bottled gels because I've been making more press-ons. And the bottled gels are just really convenient. They're fast, you know. But nothing is quite as easy and effective as when I'm with Kokoist. Like, Kokoist is just such a high quality product. But I've not done a head-to-head against F-Gel. So we'll see how this goes. Let's get the green ready now. I'm trying my best to stay in the screen, so I'm sorry if I'm not great at it. So nice. You can hear my dog just yelling up and down the house at random people walking by. I also hope that this demonstrates like how little product you really need when you're using Kokoist. I remember when I first ordered it, I was like shocked at how little the pots were. The pots are tiny. But then when I realized how pigmented everything is and how well it applies, and I've played with it over the years, I'm like, oh, that's because you really don't need a lot. Okay, and on to the last of the Kokoist colors with this purple. This video is much longer than I anticipated, but I'm sorry. And if you're sticking around through it, thank you. Let me know if you actually are sticking around through this whole thing. That is impressive. This is why I don't do tons of like fine art, because I don't have patience for it. But I love how it looks. So maybe I need to work on my patience. Ooh. Okay, cure that. like, look at the palettes. Look at how much less Kokoist product I need. That I take out, I should say. I didn't need all that, but I took it out because you just do take out more when you're dealing with a bottle. They're more liquidy. Okay, so let's do this again. I don't have a red for the F gel, so that means I get to use an orange instead. That's the pink. Which of these oranges do I want to do? It's going to have to be the blend. I think I'm going to do this one. Wait. This is the one I wanted next. Duh. Okay. And then here's the yellow. This is the green I'll use. I'll go with this blue. This is the thing that's nice about the F gel collection too, is that there's so much shades of this colorway. And each shade really is of like a neon-y kind of vibe. Do you see these? They are really bright and summery. But let's go with this. I should also, I don't have time to do it in this video, but I do have the tiny collection, the juice collection. And those aren't neons. Those are just more standard colors. When I do that video, I will also paint with it a rainbow so I can see ultimately which collection produces the best painting quality. Sorry, I just need to top coat that Kokoist one real quick. Okay. Now, let's get this brush out. Okay. Let's start with the pink. Load up my brush. When I was deciding on buying a bottled set, like a full set, I was looking at different brands, Apres, F Gel, First Street, a few tiny, and I looked at a variety of factors, you know, like how well they were for full color, for full cover, how well they were for painting, cost, the packaging, because I do care about packaging because I display my bottles, all of that. F Gel won out of all the bottled gels, but I never compared it to Kokoist. So I will be intrigued. I did not mean to flip that over. I will be interested to see how this fares next to Kokoist, because it's a very different formula, bottled to potted. Even when you use the Kokoist Nail Thoughts line, which is a collaboration with the artist Katie Masters, who goes by the name Nail Thoughts, Kokoist manufactures it. She chooses like all the colors and stuff, but even that line is thin. Not in a bad way, but just in a way that like bottle gels need to be thinner kind of way. And they do. Because to get them out of the bottle, they need to have that movement quality to them. When I was first learning I wanted it to be slightly thicker because I was just such a novice and I didn't know what I was doing. So it was nice to have a thicker consistency while I was learning. And now that I'm a little better, I think I can graduate to the bottles. Okay, I think I chose colors wrong because I don't know how well you're going to see this yellow next to this orange. But you can see that some of the colors move much more easily. Not in a way that I necessarily want right now, because they're thinner. So I'm kind of feeling like already the Kokoist is going to win in terms of painting. We'll see. Also, Kokoist goes for, I want to say close to $11 a pot. But when it's on sale, I think it's closer to like $9. And they have sales for like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, obviously. But they do run sales, making Kokoist a great option. For you can get 20% off on the sales. If you buy outside of the sales, you can just use the coupon code at checkout. I use PPN10, which is Paula Ponce Nails. I like to use her code because I watch her channel a lot. And I want to give her, you know, a little thank you for teaching me a lot of things on my nail journey. All of my content is completely unsponsored and self-funded. I don't have brand deals. I don't have referral codes. I don't have affiliates, or I don't get free stuff from anyone. I've been approached to get, you know, PR and stuff. I've just never taken anyone up on it. Because I don't want to feel like obligated to giving a good review just because you gave me something for free. You know, I'd rather, you know, do what I did today and pay and give my most honest thoughts on it. I'm also getting a little lazy right now, so my artistry skills are starting to slack. Not that I have much for artistry skills, but I'm getting tired now. You know, I've been at this for an hour and 10 minutes. My patience is so thin. And that's why I could never be like a real nail tech. There's no way I would have the patience, A, to deal with people complaining about shit with their nails. I feel like that's just like, takes like an artist to be able to just deal with people like being like, you did that wrong. You did that wrong. No, I didn't. Shut up. But also you're sitting there doing a set of nails for hours. I get bored. I need breaks. I want to go watch some TV in between. I want to go on a walk. I want to TikTok. You know? Okay. I'm going to cure that for a minute. Clean this brush. I really did not need to do a lot of brush cleaning in between, but it's nice to have the brush cleaner out just so I can rehydrate the brush before I put it away. My desk is a mess. Ugh, more than I'm wanting to show. I'm going to throw my palettes in the nail lamp so they can cure, and that way I don't have gel flying all over the place. But I can only fit one palette in at a time while this swatch is curing. Okay, now I'm going to put this off to the side, and in a moment I will show you all 3 swatches side by side so we can get an idea. Got a little gel on my finger. Gonna wipe that off. Trying to do a little cleanup while we wait for these to come onto the lamp. Interesting. So the other thing too is that, like, doing these kinds of videos is fun. I'm having fun doing this where I compare these less expensive stuff to the more expensive ones. But then I'm left with all this product that I'm just never going to use. So I have to figure out a way to, like, do giveaways and stuff. Okay. I have to label this. Let's take a look-see. Okay, here's number 1, Born Pretty. The colors are vibrant. However, it's hard to paint a fine line with them. And so, not the cleanest of lines. Then there was Kokoist. 10 out of 10. These were great. I love these. The colors are great. The lines are great. The opacity is great. The sheerness is great. It's all around great. F-Gel. Part of this is because I chose the wrong colors, and so you can't necessarily always see so easily. But it's harder to paint with than the Kokoist ones because it's thinner. But it's still better than to paint with than the Born Pretty. But that being said, the Born Pretty isn't that far off. Like, it really, really isn't. Like, if you're on a budget, I don't think there's anything wrong with this Born Pretty set. I really don't. If you want to splurge, the Kokoist set. So what I learned from this video was both the F-Gel and the Born Pretty wasn't necessary for me since I had already had the Kokoist one. But I do love having the F-Gel one in my collection because look at all of these, like, colors I get to add to my collection. And, like, these will just be fun in the summer to do stuff with. Because I didn't have all of these colors. So it's nice to have them. They're just a fun addition. These from Born Pretty are nice. I probably won't want to keep them in my collection just because they're duplicates at this point of products I have that work better. So in terms of doing full cover, I would rather use the F-Gel because less streakiness all around. But I do like how the transparency is on these. But you see how, like, there's that line there? It's less obvious with the F-Gels because they're just so nice. Like, you can really see in some of these where there's a second layer because the colors don't blend as nice. But if you're on a budget, these are great. Okay, so on a scale of 0 to 10, I give these a 10 out of 10. The Kokoist, 10 out of 10. Love them. Love them. The F gel, because they're a little like cloudy at times, but I think that might have been my user error because I don't see as much cloudiness with these other colors. I'm going to give them like a 7.5, maybe an 8. These, no, I'd give these a 7.5. And I would give the F gel an 8. So honestly, like, the Born Pretty is it's a pretty great product. The F gel, I do love the color variation. Like, okay, let me rethink this. Kokoist is definitely a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give these a 6.5 actually. And keep these at like a 7.89. 7.89. Yeah, because they're like, maybe even, no, I have to give these a solid 8. Yeah, so 6.5, 8 Kokoist. This is a 10. Boom. Final results of these. Watch the next video if you want to see how I rate the Tiny collection. That's also a transparent collection. And comment below if you have any ideas about how I should do a giveaway. Thank you, guys.